Good evening. The program is going to begin now. I request the dignitaries to occupy the seats on the dais. Honorable Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, eminent speakers, President of the occasion, faculty, and students. Good evening. Welcome to the valedictory ceremony of the state-level interdisciplinary research workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space science, AMAPSS 2023, jointly organized by the Departments of Mathematics and Physics, Faculty of Science, Khaja Bandanawaz University, Kalaburgi. Let us begin the ceremony with the invocation. I invite Ms. Fauzia Ghazala, a student of MSc 4th semester, Department of Mathematics, to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you. We are blessed to have eminent personalities in our midst today. I request Dr. Syed Abrar, Coordinator and Head, Department of Botany, KBNU, to formally welcome the gathering.
Honorable dignitaries on dais, coordinators, organizing secretaries, teaching staff, participants, and students, a very good evening. I am delighted for your humble presence in Anatomy Hall of Medical Sciences for a valedictory of state-level interdisciplinary workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space science, jointly organized by Departments of Mathematics and Physics, Faculty of Science, Khaja Bandanawaz University, Kalaburgi. On behalf of convener and organizing committee, it's my privilege to extend my warm welcome to the chief guest, Professor Anil Kumar G. Bidwe, Registrar, Sharan Basava University, Kalaburgi, for being very kind and showing very much interest to attend this function. A warm welcome you, sir. It's my special pleasure to welcome Dr. G. Janasana Reddy, Head, Department of Mathematics, Central University of Karnataka, Kalaburgi, for being very generous and accepting our invitation as guest of honor for a valedictory. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome the President of today's program, Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, Dean, Faculty of Languages, Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences and Science, and convener of today's program, for setting up 2 days state-level event and motivating all of us in a part of academic development. A special welcome you, ma'am. It is a great job of 2 speakers who became very special to us during state-level interdisciplinary workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space science. Professor Syed Najmul Hassan, Department of Mathematics, Maulana Azad National University, Urdu, and Dr. Priya Shah Hassan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, who gathered us in one single platform for 2 days. They utilized their precious time to speak about interesting topics on applied mathematics and physics and conducting hands-on training program in 2 schedules and being very much kind with their discussion and interaction. A very warm welcome to you both of you, sir and ma'am. I'm immensely happy to welcome coordinators Dr. M.A. Mujib, Dr. Seema Jabin, and organizing secretaries Dr. Nazia Parveen and Ms. Sana Ejaz, who have been involving themselves very much since 2 days for successfully execution of state-level interdisciplinary workshop. I welcome you all of you, please. I extend a warm welcome to the delegates and participants who came from far places and making this program successful by their active participation. I wholeheartedly welcome all the faculties and students for their kind presence and rendering their moral support. Last but not the least, a special welcome to the media persons and the staff of Department of Journalism, Mass Media and Communication for taking this program live and helping us to document the memories of academic enhancement and development. I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind welcome. It is a pleasure and honor to be a part of the Valedictory program that has brought illustrious persons here with us today. We would like to present them with a token of our appreciation. To do the honors, may I call upon Dr. M.A. Mujib to felicitate and present a memento to the chief guest, Dr. Anil Kumar G. Bidwe, Registrar, Sharanabasava University, Gulbarga. Thank you. I request Dr. Vinod Patil to present a bouquet to the guest of honor, Dr. G. Janardhan Reddy, Head, Department of Mathematics, School of Physical Sciences, Central University of Karnataka. Thank you. I would like to invite Dr. Maimuna Saradgi to felicitate and present a memento to Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, Dean, Faculty of Sciences, Khaja Bandanawaz University. Thank you. Now I request Dr. Badrinath to felicitate Professor Najamul Hassan, Department of Mathematics, School of Sciences, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University. Thank you, sir. I invite Dr. Atiya Sultana to felicitate Dr. Priya Shah Hassan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University. Finally, I request Dr. Athar Moizuddin to felicitate Dr. Abrar, Coordinator and Head, Department of Botany, KBNU. Let us proceed further. It's time to briefly introduce the dignitaries. I request Ms. Sana Ejaz, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, KBNU, to do the honors.
Good evening to all. We all have assembled here today to motivate and cherish the young minds among us. On that note, let me introduce and welcome the chief guest of this beautiful evening, Professor Anil Kumar G. Bidwe, who is the Registrar of Sharanabasava University, Kalburgi. Professor Anil Kumar has done his PhD in lasers in the year 2000 from Department of Physics, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. He is currently a research supervisor and 8 students are pursuing PhD under his guidance in Sharan Baswa University. He has published 14 research papers both in national and international acclaimed journals. Professor Bidway has a total of 31 years of research and teaching experience. He has been awarded with Dasoha Gnana Ratna Award by Pujya Dodappa Appaji. We welcome you wholeheartedly, sir, and looking forward for your future interactions. I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce today's great guest of honor, Dr. G. Janardhana Reddy. He is the head Department of Mathematics from Central University of Karnataka. He has completed his PhD in 2012 from NIT Warangal in Computational Fluid Dynamics. He has been awarded as President's Inspired Teacher Award by former President of India, Shri Dr. Pranab Mukherjee on 6th June 2015. Dr. Reddy has many publications in international journals as well as in SCI and Scopus. He has been part of many conferences, workshops, seminars throughout his research career. He is currently a research guide and also life member of many accredited bodies. We are glad to have you, sir. Now, I would like to introduce the president of the function as well as convener of the workshop, Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, Dean Faculty of Arts, Languages, Humanities, Social Sciences and Sciences. She has been associated with Khaja Education Society since more than 35 years. She has completed her PhD in the year 1995. Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini is the member of the KBNU Selection Committee, member Board of Management in KBNU, member of Academic Council, Director of Publications KBNU, and member of the KBNU University, Syed Akbar Hussaini School Board. She has published many research articles in English literature. She is known for her wonderful administration and high-profile achievements in the institutions. Apart from this, she is a philanthropist and renders selfless services to the society. I am sure this workshop has enlightened us all and provided us with the best approaches to deal with the research field in mathematics as well as physics. To conclude this, I wish you all great success in your pursuits. Thank you, one and all.
The two-day interdisciplinary workshop was packed with discussions and activities and also comprised of hands-on sessions for effective learning and research. Dr. M.A. Mujib, Coordinator and Head, Department of Zoology, KBNU, is here to present a formal report of the workshop.
Assalamu alaikum. A very good evening to one and all. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, coordinators and heads of various departments, faculty members, participants, and media persons. It gives me immense pleasure to, and I feel extremely glad to brief you all about the activities of this 2 days interdisciplinary research workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space science, jointly organized by the Departments of Mathematics and Physics, Faculty of Science, Khaja Bandanawaz University. The workshop was inaugurated yesterday by Professor Rukhsar Fatima, Registrar, Khaja Bandanawaz University, and Dr. Deepak Samuel, Dean, School of Physical Sciences, Central University of Karnataka. The two eminent resource persons, Professor Najmul Hasan and Dr. Priya Shah Hasan from the Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, held the scientific deliberations for these 2 days. On day one, soon after the inauguration, Professor Najmul Hasan opened with the topic, the universe, followed by Dr. Priya Shah Hasan on the topic, observing universe. And it is needless to say that the space and the celestial bodies have amazed humankind from times immemorial. So this is always intriguing subject, which led to some interesting questions from the participants and more interesting answers from the resource persons. So in the post-lunch session, Professor S.N. Hassan elaborately dealt with on the topic, the exoplanets. And on day two, that is today, session one, was opened by Dr. Priya Shah Hassan, explained in detail about the stars and stars clusters, followed by the talk on the world of galaxies by Professor Hassan. I would like to mention that during these sessions, both the speakers provided details on the observatories present all over the world and explained the working of different types of telescopes and so many mathematical formulas, derivations to make participants understand how these things work. And Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, the convener of this workshop, always insists on to have hands-on sessions for the students rather than only making them to listen to talks. So in this workshop, a special emphasis was laid on this, and I must tell you that Dr. Priya Hassan conducted 2 hands-on sessions on one with Kepler data yesterday and one on GAIA data today. Additionally, a panel discussion and question answer session on careers in astronomy and space science was also held in this workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to inform you all that these events and programs and these workshops are actually the outcomes of the vision of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Syed Shah Khusro Hussaini Sahab, who wants to build and nurture the scientific temperament among the students as well as the faculty members in this university. The Khaja Bandanawaz University is committed to promote research and especially interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach, for this is the need of the hour. This idea is echoed and well supported by the Honorable Pro-Chancellor and the Honorable Vice-Chancellor of this university. And of course, our respected Dean, Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, is the torch-bearer in this cause and huge inspiration for us to conduct these programs. For instance, just a month back, exactly on 17 Feb 2023, we had concluded in this very same hall 10-day international webinar series, which had 15 sessions altogether. So this will continue. I hope all these hard work and efforts have not gone in vain, and all of you, the participants and students of this university, have made the best use of this opportunity. And I assure you that the KBN University and especially the Faculty of Science and other faculties will keep on doing these programs to help us know on all the recent advancements, technologies, and topics in research. I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, sir. We now move towards the crucial events of the session. I request the chief guest, Dr. Anil Kumar G. Bedwe, Registrar, Sharanabasava University, to address the gathering.
I remember Lord Shanbashweshwara on this occasion and Khaja Bandanawaz ji. These two institutions in Kalburgi are like two eyes with which a person is complete. We share a lot of commonness in terms of various aspects. We respect each other's traditions and practices. Pujyapaji always of the opinion that the Daso philosophy practiced by Lord Shanbaswa and Bandon ka khidmat karna, that is Bandanawazi being practiced, are one and the same. That is how we are all one in these aspects. For me, when I was invited, it was an extremely happy moment for me to accept this particular invitation to reach here. It's not the first time to come here. I visited this great organization in the past on various occasions for various purposes. Even during the erstwhile days of engineering colleges, when we were not universities, Sharanbasava University was also not existing, KBN University was also not existing. We were working under various other universities during that part of the time also. For various occasions I had been here. I don't feel that I came to a new organization. It is an extended home for me, away from my home. As far as this particular event is concerned, that is state level interdisciplinary research workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, is the need of the time. All leaders in KBN University, under the able guidance of the Chancellor, are putting their efforts to go a long way in order to fulfill the requirements of the National Education Policy 2020, which preaches that all higher learning institutions must evolve into multidisciplinary first, so that collaboration can be possible between departments, between students, between teachers. What has happened in the last 30, 40 years has created huge problems in the higher learning arena. The most crucial problem with which the higher learning institutions and universities which are suffering in the country is fragmentation. If you go through the document, the draft document of the National Education Policy is one of the most serious top 10 problems, that is fragmentation. In the last 20, 30 years, higher learning institutions have been divided on subject lines in the name of specialization and in many more ways. That has not helped. Rather, it has created a lot of problems in the field of higher learning. And the benefits which are supposed to reach for making this country a strong nation have not been achieved. It is because of the policies today. We say that they are all failed policies. So that is how the new education policy, on the title of NEP 2020, preaches for a multidisciplinary approach, encourages everyone to become multidisciplinary. As far as Khaja Bandanawaz University is concerned, as a university from the beginning it is multidisciplinary. Shanbaswa University is also multidisciplinary university. As far as this particular concept is concerned, UGC and the Ministry of Education are of the opinion that every institution, higher learning institution, to transform into multidisciplinary in the next 10 years. If they are not multidisciplinary, they should transform into multidisciplinary in the next 10 years. Dear friends, if you look at the new education policy has brought us an opportunity. We are 10 years ahead of all those institutions which are not multidisciplinary today. There are about 1,000 plus universities are there in the country. Many are not multidisciplinary. Khaja Bandanawaz University and Shanbaswa University are among very few universities across the country which are multidisciplinary in nature, right from the birth. So it is an advantage for us to take over more responsibility. Events like this, I am extremely happy where in two departments, mathematics and physics departments, have joined their hands together. Rather, these people never like their faces. If you look at the policies, that they say each other that you are not eligible here, and mathematics people, they say that physics people are not eligible in mathematics department, and physics people are not eligible in the other department like that. These problems are there. That too in the field of engineering and technology, there are huge problems are there, huge barriers are there between departments, the silos, which is another serious problem. When I was a student at that time, for some subjects we used to study together with arts, science, commerce. Hardly these people see each other's faces today because there are barriers are there, other boundaries are there. That is another big problem with which higher education field is suffering. And the biggest evidence is the two people who are together, physics and mathematics, is an evidence that this is a good time for the higher education in the country, that such collaborations will transform. I'm extremely happy to see people from different background are together here. This is one small example of multidisciplinary. I salute for the efforts put in by Khaja Bandanawaz University under the dynamic leadership of Hussaini Madam for such events. I would like to rather go beyond. Please try to love people from other fields. Invite them to your departments. Make inroads into their departments. Start discussing about their problems. Share your problems. Think whether you both or in a team can solve the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, after all, why we do research? To solve the chronic problems with which the communities, the society, the globe suffers. And you know, I don't have to tell you, single person cannot solve any problem as far as real world problem is concerned. It's a teamwork, and so research is the teamwork. In most of the universities in India, research is taking place in isolated chambers in the name of specialization in subjects. I would like to put you one report in front of you. 3 years back, there was a survey conducted in the country. There about 1,000 plus samples have been studied, the PhD thesis which have been submitted by the research scholars from various premier institutions in the country, including central universities, state universities, private universities. Not even a single problem of the nation was solved by these 1,000 plus theses which have been submitted. They got PhD degrees. None of these could solve any problem with which our nation is suffering. What is the use of such research? The individual might have got some promotion, maybe from assistant professor to associate professor, or so on, some increments. Nation has not got any benefit. Lot of money is being spent in the form of research grants. Lot of talent is being invested. None of the problems are being addressed. So the regulating authorities and the governing bodies are of the opinion that the young researchers must be encouraged to take up the problems with which the communities, the regions, the states, the countries are suffering. Many eminent teachers are available here. Being a teacher, I would like to make a humble appeal to all my colleagues that can you ignite the young minds to look at the problems, not searching from the Google, but searching in the real world. The true research is to find out the problems from the real world. UGC, through various guidelines, is encouraging universities and higher learning institutions to take up the problems of that particular area in which the university is existing, the problem with which the people are suffering, the planet is suffering, the institutions are suffering, and many other living beings are suffering in that area. The young researchers, if their attention is, if it is diverted towards this particular part, then I think the real problems of the countries will be solved. I would like to put across one example. 4 years back, we have invited one expert, Vandy Fang, from European subcontinent for addressing our students. During the same time, during the same period of time, in Mumbai, there was a problem, a railway overbridge was collapsed due to overcrowding and many people have died. That lady, during her address, she tells that, I have given this problem to my research students to study this problem and find a solution. Vandy Fang is not relative of all those who have died in that stampede, but still she is concerned about the problem which Mumbaikars have faced during their day-to-day train journeys. So if Vandy Fang, the way in which Vandy Fang thinks, every Indian can think. You see how much research can be done in this country, how many chronic problems with which we are all suffering can be solved. At least we can give a thought of. When it comes to projects, when it comes to research topics, these days in our university, we are advising our young research scholars to choose the burning issues. One of our civil engineering teacher, who is a research scholar now, had chosen one problem about the municipal dust dumping yards. One of the students in Shanbasa University has taken up, because of encouragement to attract towards local problems, wherever our corporation is dumping the municipal waste, he has taken up that problem to study the fertility of the land where municipal waste is dumped. Whenever municipal waste is dumped in a particular land, the land loses its fertility for next 25-30 years. Even a 5 years exposure for that. That is one basic problem, and another problem is that the people around that dump yard will be suffering from chronic diseases and many other health related issues. Every village, every town, every city will be having this problem in a different way, in a different context. So likewise, many such problems with which people around us are suffering, and if such problems are discussed in the conferences, workshops, and if such problems are taken up and encouraged, students are encouraged to take up a project on such problems, then I think India as a nation will contribute immensely, not only for the Indian research, even for the world research also. Last year ICA report, it says, rather the NAC report, it says that there is only 4% contribution by Indians as far as research output is concerned, global research. For global research, India as a nation contributes only 4%, with largest number of researchers available in India. We are large in many aspects. Every sixth person in the world is Indian. With a 1.4 billion population in India, contribution for research is just meager. They say research in India is in infancy. It's a small baby crawling. This mindset has to be changed. I think the youngsters who are all available here, it's your responsibility, the younger generation responsibility. You may be thinking that these old generation people have created a lot of problems and they have given these problems to us to solve that. Somehow it has happened from our end. It is our humble appeal to all the younger generation who are available here, who are in 25, 30s, can think of nation's burning problems for the research. How much you are going to contribute doesn't matter. We just start thinking about that problem enough. The job is done. Without taxing much time, I hope all the young researchers in this hall will think over about the issues which have been shared with you during this particular event. The success lies there. Once again, at the end, I am thankful for the Khaja Bandanawaz University for inviting me, honoring me on this occasion, and allowing me to share my views. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Moving on, I now would like to invite the guest of honor, Dr. G. Janardhan Reddy, Head, Department of Mathematics, School of Physical Sciences, Central University of Karnataka, to address the audience.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor of the KBN University, Professor Ali Raja Mushwi, Registrar, Deans, so Professor Anil Kumar G. Bidwe, Registrar Saranabaswa University, so all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, faculty members, students and research scholars, so good evening to one and all. First, I congratulate the faculty of departments of mathematics and physics to conduct this state level interdisciplinary research workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space science. So, and also I thank to the Khaja Bandanawaz University so for inviting me as a guest of honor to this particular event. Okay, so as a mathematician, first I want to share about the importance of the mathematics in science and technology, because this workshop is particularly organized by the departments of mathematics and physics. So in that context, I want to share few words about the mathematics subject. So as you all know that, so mathematics plays a crucial role in the science and technology, as it provides a powerful tool for modeling and understanding the natural world. Also, the science involves the study of understanding the physical and natural phenomena that exist in the universe. So therefore, mathematics can be considered as a language for expressing the relationship between these phenomena, and it enables the scientists to predict accurate predictions, and thus enable to understand the natural world. And also mathematics plays an important role since it is a powerful for the mathematical modeling, particularly for all complex systems. To understand the complex systems, definitely mathematical modeling plays a key role, and this mathematical modeling allows the scientists to develop the theories and to test the hypothesis how the real world works. So, and also as you come to the physics, so definitely, so in physics most of the times, so it is very important to understand the measuring and then quantifying the phenomena. So almost majority of the experiments in physics, so definitely measurements are very important to understand the behavior of the nature, behavior of the universe. So thus definitely, so without mathematics, most of the major scientific discoveries that have shaped our world and advanced technologies, it is not possible without the mathematics. That I can say about the mathematics, as our chief guest mentioned that one. So definitely there is a warrior between the mathematics and physics departments and maybe in another departments. As I want to give a few, I think, words about this. So earlier, if you look at about the great scientist Newton and Einstein, so at the time, so even Leibniz, Lagrangian, so they have not, I think, seen the differences between the mathematics and physics. So Newton is equally contributed in mathematics as well as in the physics. Similarly, if you take the Lagrangian, he also equally contributed in the mathematics and as well as in the physics, because there is no such a distinguish between those days, between the mathematics and physics. They worked in mathematics and they applied mathematics to the physical problem, to solve the physical problems. Later on, so when they introduced about the Nobel Prize and all, there I think the distinctions came, so like economics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, like that, so all divisions came. So before that there is no division. Still today, so we have to work, as the chief guest Professor Anil Kumar sir mentioned, so because now the present, I think, government introduced the National Educational Policy 2020. So definitely that NEP 2020 brings all the departments come together and do the research. That is more focusing on the interdisciplinary works. So definitely, so we have to remove the barriers between the departments, and we have to collectively work, and we have to progress in the research. So definitely, and also one more question. So when I got the President Inspired Teacher Award in the year 2015, and then President of India directly questioned to us that one, why there is no Nobel Prize in India after C.V. Raman. So yeah, definitely. So C.V. Raman got the Nobel Prize in the year 1930. So almost 90 years over. Still there is no Nobel Prize in India. So seriously, we have to think about this, because the India population is nearly 130 crores. So definitely, why we are not getting the Nobel Prizes in physics or chemistry, or maybe other subjects also, economics, like that one. Okay, so definitely we have to address this one. So and also, so if you look at the major discoveries like Max Planck, and also if you take the Albert Einstein's work, and Raman photoelectric effect, so Raman scattering effect, similarly Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and even economics. So the great mathematician, that is John Nash, so who developed the algorithms in the game theory. And these are all, I think, Nobel Prize winners. So behind this, definitely, so mathematics plays a key role. So see, I'm not, as a mathematician, I'm not prizing about the mathematics subject. So you please take my words, I think, in a general point of view. So mathematics is a mandatory to learn. So it is mathematics is necessary in every human body, in every human life. So why I want to give the example also. In our childhood, so all our kids are learning the alphabets A, B, C, D. At the same time, the kids simultaneously they are learning the numbers also 1, 2, 3, 4. So with that, definitely, so mathematics is very important. And as you know that one, so using these mathematicians, all conservation laws in physics, like if you take the Newton's laws, Newton first law, second law, third law. Similarly, if you take the thermodynamics, what is the 0th law of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics. So behind all these conservation laws, so the mathematics is involved. That is a particularly Leibniz, that is a particularly calculus. So calculus is involved behind all these principles of the conservation laws. So this calculus was developed by Leibniz and the Newton. So who contributed in the development of the calculus means Leibniz and as well as the Newton. So both, I think, we have to give the credit for this developing this calculus. Now you see this one, calculus means limit, differentiability, continuity, differential equation, integration, all. So these are all necessary to understand the law of conservation of laws. Actually, in principle, how to prove the conservation laws means there is no proof. So there is no proof at all. So it is not possible to give the proof for the conservation laws. So thousands of experiments they conducted, and we are observing the while taking the physical experiments, general experiments, and with nature. So those laws developed. There is no proof for this, I think, conservation laws. So and also it is not possible also to disprove. It is not possible also to disprove. So this is so behind this, definitely something, definitely to understand these conservation laws. So definitely, so the calculus is very, very important. So so finally, I want to share the few words about, I think, this university. So actually, yeah, Madam Sana Madam, Madam is already, she met me in the last year. When we organized the workshop in our Department of Mathematics in that occasion. So, and thanks to the madam for inviting me and contacting with me and getting the inputs from me for, I think, developing the Department of Mathematics in this university. And I wish, so I wish this university definitely should flourish and to reach to the greater heights, and definitely this university should attract the good students over the period of years. And see, here I want to mention about, see, how the universities will grow. So only the instrumental role, I think, definitely the teachers have to play. So even whether the students are average or below average students, but as a teacher, it is our responsibility to move down to the earth, and then we have to make the concepts, I think, understanding to them. So it is necessary. So take extra hours. So take extra hours, and even whether the student is below average also, then we have to move ground level to the earth, and then we have to understand the concepts to them. So the teachers, when teachers, I think, move down to the earth and understand the concept to the students, then obviously students will be satisfied. Then those students only will bring the name to the university. This is what I think I followed in my teaching. I hope certainly the faculties, I think, play an instrumental role, I think, to develop this Khaja Bandanawaz University. And thank you to all for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you to one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to request one of our eminent speakers, Professor Syed Najmul Hassan, to share his thoughts.
Good evening to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Anil Kumar, Registrar of Sharanabad University, Kalaburgi, the chief guest of this function, the guest of honor, Dr. Janardhan Reddy, Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, Dean of Social Sciences, School of Sciences, Languages, Dr. Syed Abrar and Dr. Priya Hassan, and all the deans and heads of the department, participants of the workshop. You have been hearing us for 2 days continuously, and I'm sure you're tired of seeing either of us here. So I'll be extremely brief. I hope you have benefited from the workshop, and we tried to do this workshop in the multidisciplinary approach, where we try to show to you that to understand our beautiful universe, you have to use physics as well as mathematics, and also use computers to understand it well. Not just that, we also showed to you how artists also try to look at the beauty of the universe, and we showed you some beautiful pictures of Van Gogh, Gauguin, Blake, and so on. So we live in a beautiful universe, and it's all of us who have to join together to understand it completely. Those students who have learned a little bit from what we did, and you want to get in touch with us, you are most welcome to do so. Our phone numbers of Dr. Priya and me are with the teachers here, and they are most welcome to approach us anytime. We have been in touch with students across India, in fact across the world. Students from Brazil, students from Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, all over Africa. They keep in touch with us. This whole journey started during the COVID times, when we were all locked up at home, and Priya and me, we thought that from sitting at home, we probably can reach out to students. And this was in the 20s where we started having online lectures, and about 1,000 people attended, and who have been attending our courses on astronomy, astrophysics. There is a website which we have created where all these lessons have been recorded and kept, and you can visit that anytime and learn various aspects of it going, right? And people have approached. It was very, very heartening for us when we went to South Korea last August, where people propped up and said, "Madam, sir, we follow your lessons, we keep hearing them," and so on. There was a girl from Pakistan whom we didn't know, but she said, "Oh, I'm so happy that I'm seeing you. I follow your lessons." It was not just us, but when we started doing this online workshop, people from across the world, they joined us. The top cat which you have learned during this session was created by a person called Mark Taylor. And he got to know that we are using his software at an international platform, and he approached and said, "I'll also participate in it." And he sat up at 2 in the night for him and gave lectures to the group. Similarly, Rebecca Red Bull and people from Cornell, from Massachusetts, from India, we have very good institutes like National Center of Radio Astronomy. So Sushant Kunar from there joined us. He's an excellent, extremely brilliant specialist in neutron stars. There's one very, very senior person, Avinash Deshpande. He was in Raman Research Institute, who's in Ayuka. he came forward and gave a series of talks. So it's not just two of us who have given lectures which are kept there, but there are many experts from across the world who have participated. And knowledge is to be shared. Knowledge has to, by sharing it grows. If I keep what I know, then it remains with me. But the more you share, the more you use, the more it grows. So enjoy what you do, and I urge you that you do continue. Think on the lines which you have learned here and build over that. And that would have, made this workshop successful. Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot for it.
Thank you, sir. I also request Dr. Priya Shah Hassan to share her views.
So, to all the dignitaries of the dais, to our, sorry, I will not take all their names, or should I? Should I? Okay. Yeah. So, to our chief guest, Dr. Anil Kumar Bidve, to our guest of honor, Dr. Janardhan Reddy, to Professor Nishant Hussaini, and to Dr. Syed Abrar, and S.N. Hassan. So, and to all the deans and the heads and faculty and students over here. So, thanks for inviting us. We are happy to have come here and done this workshop. So, like he said, most of the things that we said, but what we have been trying to do since some time as part of our education efforts, which we tried to do over here also, was instead of just keeping lectures, we wanted to actually teach people on using astronomy data. How do you actually see data? How do you analyze it? Supposing you want to start doing some research in astronomy, how can you actually do it? Because there are people who want to do it, but they do not know how to start it, right? So the first thing to do is to start doing it, right? If you start doing it, you will find a way and you will be able to, go ahead. So like sir mentioned, we do have our famous website. It's called shrishtiastronomy.com. And you could have a look over there. We have a YouTube channel also where we have a lot of lectures from various workshops which we've conducted in India, abroad, and various places. And there is a lot of material over there. So I would urge students, etc., if you want to find stuff, you'll find a lot of things over there. Obviously, we are not the only people doing it. There are people, many more people doing things like that. So if you look at the internet, you'll find a lot of resources. And I wish everybody all the best to their respective careers. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. We are pleased to announce that a poster presentation competition was held as part of the workshop on relevant themes, and we are pleased to announce the results. The prize winners are two. The prize goes to Shiv Leela B., who is a research scholar, Department of Physics, Gulbarga University, Gulbarga. I request the chief guest to give away the prize. The prize consists of 1,000 rupees cash prize and a certificate. Thank you, sir. The other prize goes to Atika Mabruka, who is a PG student, Department of Physics, Khaja Bandanawaz University. I request the guest of honor and the other dignitaries to give away the prize. Congratulations to the winners. It is time for the presidential remarks now. I request Professor Nishat Arif Hussaini, Dean, Faculty of Sciences, Khaja Bandanawaz University, to address the gathering.
Good evening, honorable dignitaries on the dais, the chief guest, Dr. Anil Kumar, the guest of honor, Dr. Janardhan Reddy, our most wonderful guest speakers who came all the way from Hyderabad, Professor Najmul Hassan and Dr. Priya Hassan. Good evening, and I am here just to take a few minutes from your time. I know that we have had a very good workshop, and I'm glad that it was interdisciplinary because we managed to attract students not only from physics and mathematics, but there were students who were curious, who also came in from other disciplines, probably like biotechnology and zoology as well. They dropped in to have a look at it. So the NEP has laid emphasis on multidisciplinary learning, and the Honorable Chief Guest was having a talk with me, Dr. Anil Kumar Bidwe, and he applauded the efforts of the two big universities in his speech. The two, it is justified because the two noble chancellors of these two universities, Pujya Sharna Papa Sahab and His Excellency Janab Sayyid Shah Kesudaraz Khusro Hussaini Sahab, are visionaries who have successfully managed to merge the legacy of the two great Sufis who are their ancestors, and educationists, humanists with worldly education. They have merged that to provide the best opportunities for the students. I have encouraged students of MSc Zoology and Biotechnology to do their dissertation projects on problem solved, which is they find in and around Gulbarga city, and instead of writing on bookish topics. And they have done that very well. In fact, they have been very successfully, they have concentrated on writing upon, as you said, the effect of city garbage dumps upon the soil and the atmosphere around Gulbarga. They have also studied the waters of the Sharnabasveshwara tank, the level of contamination in the drinking water of Gulbarga city, and as well as the kind of aerial pollution which is created by the hoardings and posters which are present in and around Gulbarga. So this and other such things are actually the things that I am looking for. I'm sure I'm very, very happy to see that we have a registrar of this university who's also interested in the same thing. Apart from this, the thoughtful inputs provided by Dr. Janardhan Reddy, our guest of honor today, have also been very interesting and very productive for us. I acknowledge, sir, the importance of mathematics very much. And not only that, but the importance of mathematics in life. In fact, I see music in the order and the rhythm of maths and physics. I'm grateful to Professor Najmul Hassan and Dr. Priya for their wonderful and their all-inclusive workshop. Their easygoing and friendly approach is very attractive, and it has helped to get all the students together. I'm grateful for you also to have made this journey together by car. I look forward to a long-term association with both of you in the form of internship programs for our students, which is what is the material outcome of the workshop which I am looking for and which you have offered. But I know that you have also sort of have a concrete base for that, and which they are planning to do that by sending out yes, MOUs, and not only that, maybe for individuals, maybe for 2 or 3 students who have really earned something out of this workshop in the form of their interest and maybe their focus of interest. You could always contact both of them in future. I look forward to a long-term association also with the Sharnabasappa University in the form of I'm also very keen about a more meaningful association in terms of developing programs for students in the fields of nutrition, music, journalism, and media. Because that is where I think we want students to be associated with other institutions and have a wider look at things. I think the Appa University is doing a really good job in terms of internship, and I'm sure we are going to learn from them in the future as well. Thank you very much for all of you who have come here to attend the workshop, those who have come from other disciplines or other departments of the Khaja Bandanawaz University, like from the College of Engineering and Technology, and those who have come from Gulbarga University. I would like to see more of students participating from other universities and more of our students, inviting them to be part of a multidisciplinary approach. And as Sir has pointed out, that is Dr. Anil Kumar, that these two universities have successfully managed to implement the multidisciplinary approach, and which is what I think we all should struggle to implement, because we have to get out of these cell holes that we are all holed up in where subjects are concerned. So thank you for everything, and all of you who are present, every aspect, the media, the department, the catering department, all the young volunteers who were part of it and were very helpful, to Mr. Ramesh, who was always ready to do everything possible with his young team of boys. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you, ma'am. We are now moving towards the end of this two-day interdisciplinary workshop. I request Dr. Shazia Farheen, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, KBNU, to propose a vote of thanks.
Awam, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shazia Farheen, Department of Physics, Khaja Bandanawaz University. It's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion on behalf of our beloved Dean and my organizing secretary of state-level interdisciplinary research workshop on applied mathematics in astrophysics and space sciences. First and foremost, my heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Chancellor Syed Shah Khusro Hussaini Sahab. My sincere thanks to our Pro-Chancellor Syed Muhammad Ali Al Hussaini Sahab. I extend my thanks to our Vice-Chancellor Professor Ali Raza Mosvi. I also thank our Registrar Professor Rukhsar Fatima for her constant support and help. I'm very much grateful for today's chief guest, Dr. Anil G. Bidve, Registrar, Shan Baswa University, Kalburgi. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. G. Janardhan Reddy, Head, Department of Mathematics, Central University of Karnataka, Kalburgi. Thank you for your presence, sir. I express my deep gratitude to our resource persons, Professor Syed Najmul Hassan, Department of Mathematics, and Dr. Priya Shah Hassan, Department of Physics, Maulana Azad University, Urdu, Maulana Azad National University, Hyderabad. My special thanks to our convener, Professor Nishad Arif Hussaini, Dean, Faculty of Arts, Humanities, Languages, Social Science, and Science, for her constant help and guidance throughout this program. A special thanks to our coordinator of this workshop, Dr. Syed Abrar, Coordinator and Head, Department of Botany, Khaja Bandanawaz University. I would also thank coordinators, Dr. M.A. Mujib and Dr. Seema Jabeen, Khaja Bandanawaz University, and organizing secretaries, Dr. Nazia Parveen and Ms. Sana Ejaz, KBN University. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated organizing committee members and the volunteers. I'm very much grateful to the media team. I would also like to extend my gratitude for all the participants for their active participation, faculty members and non-teaching staffs. Thank you, everyone. Thanks you so much.
The workshop here comes to an end, but this is just the beginning of similar programs and workshops in the future. A big thanks to you all. Have a good evening. The registered participants are requested to collect the certificates from the registration counter at the entrance. Thank you again.